for this hydroforming BBellows machine. This control panel will allow the operator to form a BBellows assembly in a manual cycle or an automated cycle. The particular switch on the panel will turn the oil on and off. When it's on the off position, you can cycle the machine a dry run without any tube or any oil flowing through the system for the tube, just to sequence the dies and make sure the machine is functioning properly. This is the hydraulic system used to automatically form the BBellows assemblies. This system is equipped with flow control valves, pressure reducing valves, CO check valves, sequence valves, and pressure release valves. This is a 25 horsepower motor, 3-phase, and there are pumps, pressure compensated pumps mounted on either end of the motor. The motor is a double shafted motor. This hydraulic system is rated at up to 5,000 psi. 90% of the valves are all stacked, one on top of each other to consolidate space in setting up the hydraulic system. There's a filtering system that will ensure that the oil is clean throughout the circulation. We're looking at the micro switches which control the forward and reverse stroke of the pressure die cylinders. Proximity switch is mounted on the die tension cylinder. Proximity switch controls the retraction of the forming cylinder, which separates the dies ready for the next, or the forming of a new part. These two proximity switches, the one to the right is the center, and the one to the left is the final. There are two arms on either side of the pusher block, which activates the proximity switches during the operation. The proximity switch is for safety, so when the plastic shield is closed, the proximity switch is made and you can operate in a manual cycle. This little cover is not down. When you start to form, you cannot run on the automatic cycle. Basically, this cover is only to protect from oil splashing out when the operation is done. Top view of the forming dies. These are the OD dies that surround the tube while we pressurize the tube and collapse it. At the end seal, that will seal one end of the tube so we can pressurize the tube and form it. These dies are made of alloy steel, they're high precision, and there is a patent pending on our positioning, the pitch positioning system that we use. It's something that we have to protect here pretty vigorously. We're looking down at two holes that come down, two shafts that come down from the bottom of the plate. When these shafts extend, it sets the tube right on center, so the operator doesn't have to install it. In other words, he rests these on top of that, and when the dies, when we get ready to form, these will come out of the way, and we will be able to form without hurting the dies at all, or the dies making contact with these two shafts. Looking at a little draining table where after we do the forming, the operator sets the dies vertical on this table, which will allow the oil to drain back down into a reservoir. And from this reservoir there will be a sump pump to automatically pump the oil back into the main reservoir, and it also will filter it at the time it's pumping it. Looking at a top view of the machine itself. These machines in terms of their length are determined by the preformed length of tube that is used when forming a part. Some machines are rated for 30 inches, some are rated for 40, and so forth. The power supply is attached separately to the machine. We're going to make a dry run on the machine first before we run a part. The operator is going to turn the switch into the down position. Okay, Jorge? Okay. And more of a side view of the machine. The machine is fairly compact and will form parts in seconds depending on the length and the diameter of the tube. The plastic shield is always open when you're loading up a part. So shut the part now, Jorge. Shut the door. Now he'll close the door, and when he does that, there is a micro switch here, and this micro switch will tell the system we're ready to run on an automatic cycle. This is the first cycle. When he depresses those two palm buttons, the two shafts that centers the tube ready for forming will come in the up position. The hands are again. Okay, now he's going to depress the two palm buttons again, and the machine will form in the automatic cycle. Okay, start, Jose. Jorge, start. Present, the pusher block is at the rear proximity switch. These things are kind of not in focus, but that is the rear proximity switch. There is the pusher block with the upper seal. Okay, Jorge. When he depresses the button, there goes the shafts. He depresses the button again, and now you can see the cycle that takes place. The tube is presently pressurizing, the eyes closed, open up, the pusher block returns and opens up. Cycle complete. Now we're going to form with the tube. Actual cycle. Everything is being run at actual running time, so you can get an idea how long it would take to form a tube. Each of these tubes has 9 convolutions. They are for a General Motors, a collapsible steering column. There's 9 convolutions, and the last 2 convolutions on the end are higher than all the previous 7. Okay, now we're going to actually run a part. He places the part on the inside there. He closes the window, safety shield. He goes back. Okay. Now he's depressing the buttons. Okay, Jorge. And now the cycle starts. Insert inside the tube, the tube sealed end. Now we form. A little squirt of oil is just from the part is formed. Okay, Jorge, take it out. Hold it there, Jorge, so I can see it. Okay, there you go. Now hold it right there. This part is all formed. Probably doesn't take any more than 8 to 10 seconds at the most. Okay, Jorge, place it on the... Now he puts it on the tray over here where we let the oil just drain while he runs another part. We're loading another tube in there now. He closes the window. Just go form, Jorge. First cycle, the things come up. Second cycle. Go ahead, Jorge. Goes in there. The guy's closed. The tube is pressurizing. Closes. Opens up. Okay, Jorge, take it out. cycle. Install it for him. He installs the tube in there. He closes the shield, goes through his sequence over at the table, over at the control panel. Now the pusher block will go inside the tube. The tube seals. The guys surround it. At that time, we're pressurizing the tube, which takes about 2 seconds. It forms, stops, opens up. Guys come back and are pulled back for the next cycle. Cycle complete. Looking at a formed part that has just been completed, formed, multi convolutions with a flange on one end and a reduction on the other. This is done with another machine that AMH produces. The flanging and the reduction. This is the part that we're forming on the machine. This is the drawing of it. I don't know how good a view you can get of it. Again, this is the drawing of the part that we're forming. It's a collapsible steering column for General Motors. Where's your Friday? So are you shipping it Monday? No. Out of the control panel, overall machine. The bucket on the floor is only temporary until we get a little tank so we can automatically pump back into the main reservoir. This is a shot of the reservoir. Here we got the machine. Another shot at the control panel. That little black button hanging there by the wire is the starting cycle foot switch. We just don't have the cover and have it on the floor right now. Taking an upper view of the machine now, kind of on top of it. I'm zooming in on the forming guys. The rear sealed cylinder, front sealed cylinder. Here's all the hydraulic valving, power supply, all the hydraulic valves and hoses. Okay, now we're going to get ready to run apart. Now we're going to show a shot of another top view of the machine. I'm going to zero in on the guys. The guys are all open right now and ready to insert the tube. Coming into the guys section. There's the rear seal. Probably too blurry. Okay, now the operator is going to get ready to insert a tube. Insert the tube to the left side of the machine first. Push the button. Ensure that it's going forward. Pressurizing. Now it's closing. Opens up, the part is formed. Kind of drains the oil out. part in his hand. This particular part will form in two parts in one tube. The centerpiece will be cut off and either end will be used for a specific part. Drop the parts in the water, a bucket of water. We're using water-soluble oil. Just have to rinse them off in water and dry them off. In this particular job, we're using space and soil, double wall, 2-ply. Keep it approximately 06 The principle is that we're inserting the tube, we'll go through a cycle. Insert the tube, the guy goes forward, the guy around the tube is pressurized, tube collapses, and the guys will look at